Hello everyone. This story is about, what if Naruto and Hinata started living together after she was kicked out of the Hyuga clan? Becoming fast friends, Naruto and Hinata grow close to each other. After a few days of Hinata being absent from the academy, Naruto finds her in tears with only a backpack next to her. Please like, share and subscribe. Now let's start. Yumino Irika sighed as he watched Nara Shikamaru and Akimichi Choji make the sign of harmony and begin to talk about how troublesome the spars were. The momentary pause gave Irika a chance to talk to one of the students in the next spar. The academy teacher approached his favorite, and by far most difficult, student. Uzumaki Naruto was looking eagerly at each of his classmates. The boy had a firm grip on the collar of his black t-shirt with an orange whirlpool symbol in the center. Irika sighed at the combination of eagerness and distrust in the young man's eyes. Naruto was a notorious prankster, much like Irika had once been. Also like Irika, Naruto was a prankster to fill a void in his life. Naruto was socially isolated for things beyond his control. By a tragedy of timing, Uzumaki Naruto was the container of the Kyuubi. Irika was forbidden, on pain of death, from revealing the truth to Naruto. Instead, Irika tried to do what he could to help Naruto out. The teacher, sadly, admitted that he had been as harsh as the other villagers when he first met Naruto. The demon fox had killed Irika's parents, after all. In the short time Irika had known Naruto, all his concerns about the fox had vanished. Now, Irika's main concerns were making sure Naruto paid attention in class, had enough groceries, and did his laundry. Again, Irika found himself sighing at something Naruto-related. Irika had purchased nearly every piece of clothing Naruto owned. The only item in Naruto's wardrobe that Irika hadn't purchased was the pair of goggles that were practically welded to Naruto's head. Naruto. Irika spoke as he ended his internal observations. The blonde-haired troublemaker looked up and grinned. Sup, Irika-sensei? You're fighting next, Irika whispered. Naruto instantly brightened and pumped his fist. But Naruto recognized Irika's tone and calmed down slightly. Yeah, boss? The teacher allowed himself to chuckle. Naruto only called him boss when Irika used his most authoritative voice or told Naruto about some of his childhood pranks. I want you to follow the protocols for the spars. But that's a load of crap. We're fighting and that stuff takes forever. Naruto whined. And here, I thought you'd be willing to be more patient if ramen was involved. Irika said idly. The academy student's eyes lit up. Why didn't you say that in the first place? Naruto shouted and grinned. I'm going to be awesome at those lame protocols. Irika sighed and pointed to the ring. Next is Uzumaki Naruto, and Naruto chuckled as he took his place. Uchiha Sasuke. Naruto watched as nearly every girl erupted into cheers for the last Uchiha. He's so popular. Imagine how popular I'm going to be when I whoop him. Naruto thought excitedly. Irika walked up to his position and sighed. Uzumaki Naruto, take your position, the teacher announced. Naruto made the sign of combat and smirked. A loud sneeze filled the air, but that wasn't what ensnared Naruto's attention. Gee, good luck, Naruto-kun, a girl's voice drifted over the silence between Irika's announcements. The voice was soft, but Naruto clearly heard the girl. Naruto lowered his hand from the sign of combat and was bordering on shock. He had heard girls call other guys kun before, but none had ever called him Naruto-kun before. Naruto felt a fuzzy feeling in his stomach. It was similar to the rush he got after a really successful prank. The fuzzy feeling was quickly replaced by a sharp pain on Naruto's right cheek. Evidently, Irika had started the spar. Sasuke had been quick to take advantage of Naruto's distraction and clocked him. Most of the class erupted into laughter. Naruto sat up and rubbed his cheek. Sasuke, to Naruto's surprise, wasn't gloating. He was simply looking at Naruto like he wasn't there. That's a bit creepy, Naruto thought. The prankster turned an angry glance to the uproarious class. They were all laughing at him. He hated that. They were taking pleasure in his failure. Naruto saw that Shikamaru and Chuji, the two boys who fought before Sasuke and Naruto, weren't laughing. Kiba, his dog Akamaru, and Aburame Shino weren't laughing. That helped Naruto's anger melt away as his gaze worked its way left and settled on the only girl not laughing. Strangely, the white-eyed girl looked mortified instead of amused. I am sorry. She squawked before turning and running. The class turned their laughter on the retreating form of the girl. Naruto was once again caught off guard by the mystery girl. She apologized? Naruto questioned himself. He brushed himself off, and, in his highly distracted state, he didn't hear Iruka-sensei tell him to make the sign of harmony with Sasuke. Instead, he turned to the laughing class. Most of you suck, the troublemaker spat and started to chase after the girl who had wished him luck. Naruto was quick. It was a product of running from annoyed civilians who wanted to discuss his latest prank. Naruto had also gotten pretty good at dodging lettuce or tomatoes, but he didn't expect the girl to start chucking produce at him. Well, maybe, Naruto admitted to himself. Girls had always confused him. Naruto had seen friendships among some of his girl classmates begin and start back up in the space of an hour. It wouldn't surprise him if the mystery girl started chucking produce at him after apologizing earlier. Naruto caught a flash of tan in the distance. He wasn't sure if he should be annoyed or impressed by the girl's speed. He wasn't mad or anything. Naruto could count the people, other than the girl, he wasn't mad at on one hand. Naruto changed paths and clambered over a small fence separating the academy training grounds from the academic grounds. His shortcut paid off and he landed only a few feet away from the girl. Wait! Naruto shouted. The girl made an eep sound and tripped a bit. You okay? I'm sorry. The girl repeated her earlier statement. You weren't the guy who clocked me, Naruto pointed out. But don't worry about it. Me being caught off guard is the only way a chump like Sasuke could beat me. Naruto thumped his chest as tried to calm the girl down. By the way, what's your name? I'm, kinda drawing a blank. Hyuga Hinata, Hinata revealed. Naruto cocked his head to the side as several thoughts fought for the forefront of his mind. First, was the fact that Hinata was from one of Konoha's biggest clans. That was pretty cool. Second, she looked familiar, but Naruto couldn't place it. Finally, he wasn't sure how to deal with her. How do guys treat girls who call them Kuin? Naruto thought quickly. An image of Sasuke scoffing and calling the girls an annoyance flashed in his mind. That won't work. Naruto quickly remembered a time he was running from one of his pranking targets. He had found an out-of-the-way place to hide until the guy calmed down. Naruto saw another guy and a girl talking. The girl had said something about confessing. Naruto wasn't sure what she did, but boy did she look nervous. Naruto assumed she was apologizing for something. The apology must have been awesome, because the guy hugged the girl real tight and called her something Chan. The two then walked off hand in hand for ice cream. Okay. This'll work. Hinata's apologizing to me for some reason, called me Naruto-kun, and is really nervous. It worked for that guy, and he's nowhere near as awesome as me, Naruto assured himself. Well, nice to meet you Hinata-chan, Naruto said with a beaming smile. Hinata's POV. Hinata Hyuga was running again. There was no destination or goal as long as it took her far away from the jeering and laughter of her classmates. Far away from her latest failure. Hinata had only wanted to encourage Naruto-kun. Instead, her words had led to a humiliating defeat. Defeat, the word reminded her of the last time she had run like this. It was the day Hanabi had defeated her in the spar. Hinata had been so ashamed of her failure and of the weight of her father's disappointment. She had simply run. That had led to the humiliating and terrifying encounter with the bullies. Hinata had been exhausted, chakra-wise, emotionally and physically, from her spar and the run. Then Naruto-kun had arrived. He tried so hard to selflessly protect her, but all he had received was a severe beating from the three older boys. The only thanks Hinata could show was a few weak protests as Ko dragged her away. How can he even look at me now? I've only put him in danger. Hinata thought while struggling not to cry. Hinata needed a place to hide until the end of the academy day. She knew of an isolated nook and was heading there. The Hyuga heiress fervently hoped she could outrun Naruto for a little longer. If she could find a quiet place, perhaps she could find the right words to keep Naruto from hating her. Wait. Naruto's voice rang out and Hinata felt her body freeze up. She tried to stifle a shout of surprise, but it came out as an eep. I am sorry. Hinata cried out. Her desperation to salvage any chance of friendship with Naruto overrode her desire to continue running. You weren't the guy who clocked me, Naruto said warmly. But, Naruto's words had caught Hinata as off guard as his sudden appearance. Hinata had to know why he was so casually brushing off her role in his loss to Sasuke. Her next words caught in her throat the second she looked up. Naruto's eyes had to them that Hinata quickly lost herself in. Don't worry about it. Me being caught off guard is the only way a chump like Sasuke could beat me. Naruto spoke with undeniable confidence. Hinata wished she could find a fraction of that confidence within herself. A moment later, Hinata came to a realization that caused her heart to beat 1,000,000 miles per hour, and not from her earlier physical exertion. He's trying to cheer me up. He doesn't hate me, the Hyuga girl thought as a wave of relief washed over her. By the way, what's your name? I'm, kinda drawing a blank. Naruto's admission that he didn't even know her name caused her earlier budding hope to falter. Hyuga Hinata, Hinata managed to force out. The situation was an emotional roller coaster and it was all Hinata could do to not collapse then and there. Naruto was not making things any easier. He had cocked his head to the side with a faint smile, tugging at his lips. Hinata was perfectly aware that her blush wasn't solely due to her running anymore. Naruto was so cute. He wasn't classically handsome like Hinata's father or Sasuke. Naruto was far too warm and emotional for that label to ever be applied to his appearance. Hinata was actually grateful for the lack of labels one could apply to Naruto. He was such a unique and free spirit. Labels would just seem out of place attached to Naruto. Well, nice to meet you Hinata-chan, Naruto said sincerely and with a smile that erased all her previous doubts. Wait, Hinata-chan? And Hinata's POV. Naruto felt relieved that Hinata was smiling. He had to admit, it was a lot better to see a girl smiling than on the verge of tears. She's got really cool eyes, Naruto thought. Looks like we've missed the start of math, the boy pointed out. Hinata gulped as she realized the new depths to her situation. Well, if we're going to skip, let's at least do something we'll enjoy, Naruto said with a grin that put Hinata somewhat at ease. Hey, do you like Zensei? Z-Zensei? Hinata nervously parroted Naruto's last word. Naruto nodded enthusiastically. It is my second favorite food. Mine too. Naruto shouted excitedly. If your favorite food is ramen, you'll easily replace Iruka-sensei as my best friend. I've only had ramen once. Hinata confessed. Naruto whirled around and grabbed her by the shoulders. The Hyuga girl squeaked a bit in surprise. Only once? Naruto exclaimed. Hinata could only nod a bit numbly. Even in her most optimistic dreams, she had never expected her simple good luck to lead to Naruto being this friendly. I'm so sorry, Hinata-chan. If I had known you were suffering from the horrible, inhuman, monstrous crime of ramen deprivation, I wouldn't have waited so long to help you. Can you ever forgive me? There's nothing to forgive. Hinata whispered. Naruto was close enough to hear her. The boy hummed questioningly. Hinata took a deep breath. Why, you don't remember a fight you had a few years ago? Were you, fought some older students? Naruto cocked his head as he tried to remember. Were there 3 of them? Hinata nodded. She felt the tears Naruto's kind acceptance had defeated threatening to return. Why? Yes. That was you. Naruto shouted. Hinata would have turned to run, but Naruto hadn't let go of her shoulders. Those jackasses didn't hurt you or anything, did they? You got out of there okay, right? Once again, Naruto had done the exact opposite of what Hinata had expected. She had been prepared for Naruto to become angry and disappointed. She had expected him to walk away like her father always did. Hinata was not prepared for the honest concern in his voice. She had not been prepared for him to care. I wasn't hurt. Hinata forced out. Naruto let out a relieved breath. But you were. And I couldn't do anything. Kosan dragged me away before I could help you. But you wanted to help me, right? Naruto asked. Hinata could only nod. Then everything's cool. It wasn't your fault that Kogai snatched you and took you home. Hinata didn't realize her next action until Naruto started giggling. She had actually poked Naruto in the stomach. Her mind was in such a haze that she had to confirm that Naruto was actually real and not the product of a happy dream. Sorry. I had thought I had fainted and that you were a dream. No one other than Kosan or Okasan has ever been this nice to me, Hinata confessed and felt a few of the tears she had been desperately holding back trickle down her cheeks. I should be saying I'm sorry. I don't know what I did, but I know making you cry wasn't part of the plan. Man, we really need that Zensai. Naruto started to panic. He grabbed Hinata's hand without further thought and led her out of the academy grounds. Naruto was guiding Hinata through the streets of Konoha. The pair was sticking to the quieter sections of the city. Hinata was grateful that the academy was far from the Hyuga complex. Naruto cast a glance at Hinata and grinned broadly. Is this your first time skipping class? Yes, and to be honest, I'm a bit terrified, Hinata admitted quickly. Naruto's smile faded away and he chewed on his lip for a moment. There's a place you can hide out while I get the Zensai. When we get back, I'll give you a copy of that worksheet, Naruto assured Hinata. You knew what the assignment was going to be? Hinata asked. Naruto sighed. Yeah, Iruka-sensei had a feeling I was going to skip today. He exchanged paying for my groceries this week by forcing me to finish the worksheet early. And he kinda gave me an extra. I get the feeling he doesn't exactly trust me to turn stuff in. Thank you, Hinata said quietly as the pair reached Naruto's hiding place. Don't worry about it. We're friends, right? Naruto prompted. Why yes. We are friends. Hinata said excitedly. Hell yes. I got a friend who isn't old enough to be, like, my brother or something. Naruto shouted while jumping up and down. His enthusiasm was contagious and Hinata couldn't help but laugh. You are my first friend too. Hinata confessed. Naruto took her hand and Hinata suddenly went beet red. Well, I think that makes us best friends, Naruto announced proudly to the world. I'll be back with the Zensai. Hinata pulled the hand Naruto had held for so long to her chest. It seemed like an age ago that she wished Naruto good luck. In reality, it had only been a half hour at most. Hinata tried a breathing exercise Ko had shown her once. She had just begun to calm down when Naruto returned with the Zensai. Thank you, Hinata said as she accepted the Zensai. The two children ate in a companionable silence for a moment. I can't believe I'm skipping class. Today is a day for firsts, Naruto responded sagely. I still can't believe we like the same food, the Hyuga girl said quietly. Naruto grinned as he popped some more Zensai in his mouth. Got an idea, he said after swallowing. We'll each ask a question and answer it. Hinata smiled. She liked the idea. It was a chance to get to know her best friend better. I like that idea. I'll start. Naruto began, but paused to wolf down his Zensai. He swallowed theatrically. Okay, what are your hobbies? Hinata ate her Zensai happily, but with impeccable manners. My hobbies are flower pressing and... Hinata paused. The demands of her, somewhat precarious, position as Hyuga heiress did not leave much time for hobbies. If she was not at the academy, then she was training in juken, etiquette, or finances. I guess gardening. Gardening? Naruto asked in surprise. Yes, Hinata reconfirmed. That's awesome. Naruto exclaimed. My turn. I love pulling pranks, and I actually garden a bit. We have more in common than I thought. Hinata whispered in shock. Yeah. Naruto's voice trailed off as he began to think. Your turn, Hinata-chan. Anna, what is your dream for the future? Hinata asked, even though she knew Naruto's answer. She was hoping to experience more of his unshakable self-confidence or gain a new insight into Naruto's life. I'm going to be Hokage. When I'm Hokage, more people will have to treat me with respect, the aspiring shinobi stated with absolute certainty. Why, you will always have my respect, Naruto-kun, Hinata assured him. Thanks. Naruto said in little more than a whisper as he looked away. Was that a blush? Hinata thought in shock. So, your turn. What's your dream? The enthusiasm that initially drew Hinata to Naruto had returned full force. I want to make my father proud, the Hyuga heiress revealed. It is all I've ever tried to do. He should already be proud of you. You're incredible. Naruto was indignant at the thought a parent could be anything but proud of their child. The orphan had an idealized view of the relationship between a child and his or her parents. Thank you, Naruto-kun, Hinata responded safely. She didn't want to dive into her own pain. Hinata felt that she could trust Naruto, but she wasn't ready to air her dirty laundry. You're welcome, Naruto said as he stood up. I think we've had enough fun for now. Let's go take a nap while Iruka-sensei drones on about something boring like why IWA sucks or something. Naruto helped Hinata to her feet and the pair of truants headed back to the academy. Naruto, an experienced skipper, quietly showed Hinata a foolproof way back into the academy. The pair had a tense moment when Mizuki emerged from a storage shed. The moment passed quickly and the couple made it back to the class right before the next lesson started. Naruto had memorized the room schedule and perfected playing hooky. Math is held in another room for group work, Naruto explained as the pair slipped back in line. Iruka shot Naruto an annoyed glare as the troublemaker and the heiress took their seats in the back. Is Iruka-sensei mad at us? Hinata whispered during a lull. Iruka was waiting for the usual argument over which one of Sasuke's true loves would get to sit next to the last Uchiha to end before starting the lesson. Nah, he'll be annoyed at me for a bit, but it'll be cool later, Naruto promised. Hinata nodded her head. I still can't believe I skipped class. Hinata's mind was still racing. Now that the wonders of young love have sorted themselves out for this period, we will begin, Iruka chided the classroom. Every young woman in the class blushed. The majority stole a glance at Uchiha Sasuke. Hinata, however, looked to her left. Naruto was too busy snickering at the looks of annoyance on several of his male classmates' faces to notice Hinata's glance. The scarred Chunin groaned and began his lesson about the relationship between a hidden village and a nation's daimyo. Naruto followed his earlier suggestion and took a nap. Hinata swallowed back a giggle at her newly declared best friend's antics. After a while, Iruka concluded his lecture by throwing an eraser at Naruto's head. The boy didn't react with loud indignation like most expected. Instead, Naruto simply sat up and smiled. Done already? Naruto asked. Yes, but you will remain after class, Iruka grumbled. Naruto simply flashed a thumbs up. Class dismissed. Run, Sasuke. They're trying to flank you. Naruto shouted out in alarm. Sasuke looked around and saw a trio of girls trying sneak up on him. The last Uchiha bolted and escaped the growing mob. Naruto was cracking up as the classroom emptied. Soon, the only remaining people in the classroom were Naruto, Iruka, and Hinata. Hinata, I am not pleased that you left campus with Naruto. However, I understand the situation and will not be punishing you or marking this on your record, Iruka explained. Mainly because I know how harshly your clan would treat you, the teacher added mentally. Iruka pulled a sheet from the drawer. Thank you very much, Iruka-sensei. Hinata bowed deeply. She was relieved beyond words. After she accepted the sheet, Hinata bolted from the room. Bye, Hinata-chan. Naruto shouted and waved. Iruka chuckled at Naruto's antics. The student turned to the teacher and chuckled back. Hey, Irika-sensei, I think I kinda like her. Like or like? The second one I think, Naruto admitted. Irika shook his head. It looks like we're going to Ichiraku. Tucci and I obviously have a lot to teach you, the teacher said with a bit of dread. Ah, but the academy just ended. Naruto whined. Naruto, this is one of the most important things you will ever learn, Irika pointed out to Naruto. More important than the bunshin? Much more important than the bunshin, the academy teacher assured the excitable young man. Irika rose from his chair. Let's go, Naruto. Naruto sat on a stool in the kitchen of the Ichiraku ramen stand and watched Ayam work on food. He had assumed it was ramen, but then he noticed a distinct lack of noodles. And was that eel? Whatcha cooking? Naruto asked while swinging his feet back and forth. Oh, just udon, Ayam said as she tasted the sauce she was preparing. The young woman nodded appreciatively and finished preparing her meal. Why would you eat that? You own a ramen stand. You could eat ramen every day. Naruto finished excitedly. Ayam laughed a little and sat down next to Naruto. I like ramen as much as the next person, Ayam started. Not as much as me. Naruto childishly interrupted. Not as much as you, Ayam agreed with a smile. But, I like to eat other things, too. I'd still eat mostly ramen, Naruto said authoritatively. Ayam reached across the table and picked up a ladle. She bopped Naruto over the head. Well, if you like being called Naruto-chan forever, I guess that's a good strategy. Ramen doesn't have everything you'll need to grow to your full potential, Ayam chided. But. Naruto stammered a bit. Ramen's the best food ever. Naruto, you need to realize ramen isn't the only food in existence, Ayam sighed. Well, what do you suggest then? Naruto said with a bit of sarcasm. Ayam promptly ignored the sarcasm and launched into an excited litany of strange, in Naruto's opinion, dishes. Naruto occasionally tried to get a word in, but Ayam was speaking about her passion. The academy student groaned and realized this was going to be as bad as the one time he had asked Ino about shopping. As Ayam was happily explaining the benefits of Chizuki over Keiyu for leftover rice, Irika and Tucci were discussing Naruto's latest situation. So, Naruto's moved out of the girls are icky stage and into the girls are interesting stage? Tucci asked as he poured Irika some awamori. Irika tipped his cup to Tucci in thanks before taking a sip. Well, with Naruto, it wasn't really girls are icky. It was more girls are stupid for chasing Sasuke when they could be chasing me because I'm so much more awesome, Irika explained. Good to see our boy isn't lacking in self-confidence, Tucci said sardonically. I just hope he can gift a little of that self-confidence to Hinata, Irika grumbled before taking a large swig of his drink. There are times where I worry about her as much as Naruto. Hinata, eh? Tucci asked and Irika nodded in the affirmative. Lovely name. It does sound familiar though. It should. She's the heiress of the Hyuga clan, Irika stated simply. So, he's going for the distant and unobtainable girl, is he? Tucci asked, before scowling a bit in thought. But you said that Hinata needed some of Naruto's self-confidence. I did, Irika admitted. But this Hinata is a Hyuga, the restaurateur said with particular emphasis on the girl's clan name. Hinata is actually a very shy and sweet girl. She's one of the best in my class, fifth behind the Abure Mare, a civilian girl named Haruno Sakura, Yamanaka Ino, and Uchiha Sasuke. Tucci frowned, not because of Naruto's choice in a girl. He was concerned for the girl. Tucci had never met a Hyuga, but was familiar with their reputation. Shyness would be viewed as weakness in such a harsh clan. Hinata's placement of fifth in a class of nearly 60 aspiring ninja would be considered nothing less than an abysmal failure. Irika seemingly read Tucci's mind. You know the Hyuga's reputation. I'm afraid the pressures put on Hinata will be too much at times, Irika confessed. Well, I hope you can help her, Tucci said earnestly. So, before we get further distracted, are we giving Naruto a talk or the talk? Irika laughed for a moment. A talk. Naruto isn't that far into discovering girls yet, the academy teacher chuckled. Tucci laughed back and the two older men got up from their seats and walked over to where Naruto was being bombarded by a lecture on the best oil for frying tempura. Oh, thank you, old man Tucci. Thank you, Iruka-sensei. You've come to save me. All this lecturing is as boring as the academy. Naruto shouted in relief. Are you saying I'm boring? Iruka and I am asked simultaneously in a falsely sweet tone. Naruto felt a shiver run down his spine. No, boss. No, ma'am. Naruto sputtered apologetically. Iruka and I am both nodded once, before realizing they had spoken at the same time. The young woman blushed a bit and looked away. Iruka, however, blushed a lot. The academy teacher cleared his throat to distract everyone from what had just transpired. Naruto, we need to talk to you about what happened earlier today, Iruka started. You said Hinata-chan wasn't going to get in trouble. Naruto interrupted. Ayam looked up from her Inadon. She mouthed "Chan" to her father. Tucci nodded, but did not speak. Iruka continued his semi-prepared speech. I promised Hinata that she would not receive any punishment, Iruka assured the boy. However, your concern for her is a good sign for what we are going to talk about. Naruto felt that shiver reappear in his spine. It was never a good omen when Iruka-sensei wanted to talk. What, about? You said earlier that you thought you were starting to like Hinata, Iruka pointed out. Well, yeah. Why wouldn't I start liking Hinata-chan? We've got stuff in common. She's pretty, which makes her wearing that jacket confusing. I thought girls liked to show off how pretty they are. I'll handle this, Ayam said to the men in the room. Sometimes, girls feel pressure to show off. This pressure can come from boys, but it actually comes from other girls a lot. Huh? Naruto was incredibly confused. Do the boys get in groups and talk about whoever is a threat? Ayam prompted. Well, yeah. Kiba, Shikamaru, and Chuji hang out with me occasionally and we complain about how Sasuke is such a stuck-up prick and how all the girls just fall over if he looks in their general direction. Naruto loudly complained. Iruka looked annoyed that Naruto was barely trying to hide the fact he skipped. Oh. Ayam said. Well, the reasons are sort of like that. Some girls chose to avoid presenting themselves as a target or they are just self-conscious about their looks. I don't get it, Naruto admitted. As long as you make sure Hinata-chan knows you aren't going to judge her, you'll be fine, Ayam counseled. Ayam-chan gave you great advice, Naruto. You should definitely keep that in mind, Iruka agreed. Naruto was watching the group of adults in front of him and was a bit confused. Tucci was paying more attention to Iruka-sensei and Ayamoni-chan than to Naruto. Ayamoni-chan was paying a good bit of attention to Iruka-sensei when she wasn't giving Naruto advice. Okay, Iruka-sensei, Naruto said idly. Why would I judge Hinata-chan? She's the nicest person I ever met. You said you have things in common with Hinata-sama? Tucci asked. Naruto perked up at the sama honorific. Yeah, Hinata-chan and I have a lot in common. Gotta ask old man Tucci, why did you call Hinata-chan, Hinata-sama? Naruto questioned. Naruto, you know about the Hyuga clan, correct? Ayam prompted. Yeah, they've got a dojutsu and are good fighters, Naruto paraphrased the known facts about Hinata's secretive clan. Iruka sighed and explained Hinata's position within the structure of her clan. Naruto was bouncing on his stool. He started babbling at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Calm down, Naruto. What are you trying to say? Tucci interrupted to make sure his favorite customer actually breathed. How cool is that? My best friend is, like, some kind of warrior princess Tebeo. Naruto leapt off the stool and was gesturing wildly with his hands. Ayam was giggling at the young man's antics. Iruka, however, groaned at the verbal tick at the end of Naruto's sentence. The teacher had thought Databeo had been vanquished nearly 2 years ago. So, there is a negative to his crush after all, Iruka lamented in his mind. It was a rare day when Uzumaki Naruto was excited about going to the academy. Naruto did have friends, but he didn't have the connection with Kiba, Akamaru, Shikamaru, and Chuji that he felt with Hinata. Naruto was fairly certain that Kiba would not appreciate Naruto's gardening hobby like Hinata did. Naruto's seemingly permanent grin was a full-blown smile as he entered the schoolyard. The boy weaved through the knots of cliques easily. Occasionally, Naruto would hear whispers. The whispers were mostly the usual gossip about Naruto being a troublemaker. Naruto didn't really mind that talk. What's there to get upset about? I am a troublemaker. I'm the greatest prankster in the history of Konoha, Naruto thought. The other whispers were about why Naruto was running around with one of his hands behind his back. Naruto's smile had split his face. He couldn't wait to reveal this surprise. Now, I just have to find my target, Naruto thought excitedly. Hinata knew the hesitation in her steps did not reflect well on her station. Ko had instructed Hinata on many things. Hinata had always viewed Ko as her, somewhat distant, older brother. Now, Hinata's only positive familial relationship was slipping away. Ko had recently been reassigned to a more general tutoring position. He would no longer be exclusively Hinata's tutor. Today had been Ko's last day as Hinata's closest relative. The young man had apologized and promised to continue to help Hinata when he could find the time. As Hinata had stood in the entrance to the academy, a realization dawned on her. The Hyuga clan was losing faith in her. Hinata wished she had someone to truly confide in. She did not have many close friends that she felt comfortable confiding her doubts in. Hinata felt that Ko, being older and extremely formal, was not a person she could truly bare her soul to. Hinata frowned at the thought of revealing her self-consciousness to Ko. Hinata felt her frown deepening as her thoughts turned to her sister, Hanabi. The two sisters were friendly, but the clan was doing everything it could to keep the sisters isolated. It seemed Hinata's only hope for a meaningful friendship was Naruto. They had only spoken for half an hour, but Naruto had lifted Hinata's spirits in a way only Hinata's mother could have ever matched. Hinata was excited to see Naruto again. He was the opposite of a Hyuga. Naruto's personality was warm, open, and uplifting. In that moment, Hinata realized her desire to see Naruto wasn't merely excitement. It was almost a need. Hinata was longing for unconditional acceptance. She gathered her resolve and entered the academy. Hinata avoided the various cliques as she headed towards the main building. Hinata was about to activate her Byakugan to find Naruto, when an arm snaked its way around her from behind. Surprise! Naruto shouted happily. Hinata felt her eyes widen in shock. I hope you like them. Hinata instinctively nodded. Naruto was holding a few flowers in his hand. The Hyuga heiress quickly identified the flowers. Her heart rate had been elevated by Naruto suddenly startling her, but the flowers had sent it into overdrive. They are lovely, Hinata whispered. I am mallow and lilacs are some of my favorites. Awesome. Naruto said excitedly as he moved in front of Hinata. He was grinning with a bit of nervousness. I remembered how you said your hobby was pressing flowers. I chose the colors 'cause they reminded me of your eyes a bit. Thank you, Hinata responded quietly. She was not used to such spontaneity. Hinata couldn't help but be touched by how charming Naruto had, unintentionally, been. Naruto! Iruka shouted from across the schoolyard. I'll be there in a sec, boss. Naruto shouted back. Hinata-chan, I'll be right back. Hinata could only nod. She pulled the flowers close, as if she was confirming their existence. The Hyuga heiress blinked away her haze and smiled. She had just been thinking that Naruto was becoming her refuge and he had arrived to lift her spirits almost instantly. I never expected this, Naruto-kun, Hinata thought happily. Who would have ever thought that knucklehead could do something like that, a voice said from beside Hinata. The shy girl jumped a bit and berated herself. Her clan, even Ko, would have reprimanded Hinata for her lack of awareness. Hinata glanced to the source of the voice and realized it was Yamanaka Ino. What do you mean? Hinata asked. Be romantic. Naruto was pretty good, but nowhere near as good as Sasuke-kun would have been. Haruno Sakura, Ino's best friend, pipped in. As Sasuke-kun? I don't see him as the romantic type, Hinata absent-mindedly admitted. She hadn't realized she had even spoken until she felt Ino and Sakura's annoyed glare upon her. Hinata eeped and drew strength from Naruto's gift. You obviously don't appreciate Sasuke-kun like we do, Ino said dismissively. Oh, by the way, do you know anything about the language of flowers? A little. I have a book on it. Hinata revealed. Well, you're going to be floored by what Naruto's little gift is saying. Ino whispered to Hinata. Sakura had leaned in to hear Ino's revelation. Hinata had to admit she was curious as well. Naruto is saying, through his flowers, that he's consumed by the first emotion of love. Hinata felt her face heat up and she knew that her blush was probably visible from IWA. I think someone has a crush. Sakura said in a sing-song voice. This is great, Ino. Isn't it? Not only does this mean that there is one less rival for Sasuke-kun, Naruto and Hinata's little crush on each other is actually pretty cute, Ino agreed. I was never interested in Sasuke-kun, Hinata protested. His eyes remind me too much of my father. It's like they disapprove of everything about me, Hinata added to herself. Sakura and Ino did not hear Hinata and the conversation quickly devolved into a debate over who was Sasuke-kun's one true love. Hinata slipped away and began searching for Naruto again. As she entered the academy building, a truth dawned on her. She just might have a crush on Naruto. Hinata smiled as she quietly hoped the message of Naruto's flowers wasn't entirely a coincidence. Would you care to explain that little stunt, Naruto? Irika said after a moment. Naruto was sitting on the edge of the front row desk in the classroom, trying to look innocent. I don't know what you're talking about, Irika-sensei. The heat melted those erasers to the blackboard in the fourth-year classroom. Naruto hastily explained and his illusion of innocence shattered. Irika buried his head in his hands. We'll talk about that later, Irika lamented. I wanted to talk to you about giving flowers to Hinata. Huh? What about it? She told me her hobby is flower pressing. Those flowers were really pretty and the color reminded me of her eyes. I thought she'd enjoy them, Naruto explained. He wasn't exactly sure why Irika was making a big deal of it. Naruto, what you did for Hinata is generally reserved for couples, Irika tried to explain. Well, duh, it takes a couple of people to give gifts. What's the point of giving a gift to yourself? Naruto asked in confusion. Irika blinked once and sighed. Naruto, giving a girl flowers, especially surprising a girl with flowers, is only done when dating, Irika tried desperately not to sound like he was lecturing Naruto. D-dating? But, we just became friends and I don't have enough money to take someone awesome like Hinata-chan on a date. You have to help me buy toilet paper. How am I going to pay for like a nice restaurant and stuff like that? Naruto started to panic. You did say that you liked Hinata, remember, Irika pointed out to Naruto. Yeah, I do, Naruto said. Hinata-chan's really nice, she's smart enough to be one of the best of the class and she doesn't chase Sasuke around, which makes her a genius. Oh, she's definitely cute. We've got stuff in common, too. Naruto counted off his points on his fingers. Irika nodded and was clearly thankful that Naruto was at least thinking things through a tiny bit. Why are we going over this again, boss? I mean, we talked about this last night. Naruto continued when Irika didn't speak. But you were probably paying so much attention to Ayamone-chan that you forgot talking with me. Naruto laughed uproariously when Irika started blushing and sputtering in explanation. Naruto didn't pay attention to what Irika was saying. The teacher's reaction was enough to make the conversation worth it. What am I going to do with you? Irika asked. And don't say make you Hokage. I don't have that authority. I'm going to see about the erasers in Year 4's classroom. Please take your seat, Naruto, and try to pay attention to the lesson and not Hinata. But Hinata-chan's actually interesting. Naruto verbally poked at Irika. Where is Ayam-chan's ladle when I need it? I really need something to get Naruto to behave, maybe a genjutsu or something. Irika thought as he exited the room. Naruto was so caught up in his amusement that he didn't notice the other students start filing into the classroom. Naruto-kun. It took Hinata's voice to snap Naruto out of his amused daydream. Thank you again for the flowers. You're welcome, Hinata-chan, Naruto said with a warm smile. Ayam's advice suddenly pushed itself to the forefront of Naruto's memories. Naruto-kun, before you go, I have some words of wisdom, Ayam had said somewhat conspiratorially. Oh? Naruto asked. He was a bit tired and didn't want to sit through another lecture like the one on food Ayam had bombarded him with earlier. Compliments, Ayam said in a definitive tone of voice. She nodded her head in self-satisfaction. That's only one word, Ayam-one-chan, Naruto pointed out helpfully. A twitch appeared on Ayam's forehead and she reached for her ladle. Instinctively, Naruto covered his head and started blabbering apologies. As I was saying, compliments are always a good thing. Remember how I mentioned making sure that Hinata-chan knew you will never judge her? Ayam reminded Naruto. The young boy nodded while keeping a wary eye on the ladle. Well, compliments are a way to let her know. And girls like to be reminded that we are special. But Hinata-chan is special, Naruto stated simply. She's really nice, and has the Byakugan. That's a good start, Naruto-kun. But Hinata-chan probably doesn't feel that her Byakugan makes her special. Everyone in the Hyuga clan has the Byakugan. If you are going to mention her eyes, try to say something that she probably doesn't hear very often. Ayam was slipping into lecture mode, but Naruto was actually paying attention this time. He felt like Ayam was giving him super secret intelligence on girls. Maybe, just maybe, I'll actually understand them, Naruto thought to himself. So, like, compliment the color of her eyes? I mean, they kinda remind me of some flowers I see over in one of the training grounds, Naruto suggested. Very good, Ayam complimented Naruto's originality. Okay, I think I got it. I should compliment Hinata-chan all the time on stuff, Naruto said. Not exactly. If you compliment her all the time, they'll lose their impact. You wouldn't do the same prank every day, would you? Ayam asked. Naruto shook his head. And you wouldn't rush into a prank and get caught either, right? Again, Naruto shook his head. Ayam grinned. Think of it this way. You have to treat it like a nice prank. Compliment a girl when a good opportunity arises, or when you know they need a pick-me-up. Now are you telling me that I'm going to have to pick Hinata-chan up and carry her? Naruto asked. Ayam's answer was a bop on the head with the ladle. Naruto grinned at the memory. Well, I just felt you deserved to be reminded of how special you are. Hinata blushed furiously and quietly thanked Naruto. Naruto was about to ask if Hinata found the homework was as boring as he did, when a groan interrupted him. Oh great, the one girl not interested in Sasuke-sama is with Naruto of all people, Tobio lamented. Daichi, who was a real jerk in Naruto's opinion, snickered about the high and mighty Hyuga deigning to speak with a commoner. Yeah, I am lucky. Hinata-chan's easily the coolest person, girl or whatever, in the class. You jerks should be even more jealous of me than normal, Naruto said proudly. Tobio and Daichi looked furious and were about to start a fight when Iruka returned to the classroom. Everyone in your seats. Iruka's voice didn't seem to reach the class. I said everyone in your seats. This time the class practically body flickered into their seats. Iruka sighed and began the lesson. The teacher's eyes kept going back to Naruto and Hinata. Iruka was about to say something to Naruto, when he noticed Hinata lean in and say, the Hokage will need to know this. Iruka struggled desperately to contain his smile as Hinata accomplished what he had trying to do for nearly 3 years. Naruto was paying attention and taking notes. Wonders never cease, Iruka chuckled as he turned to face the chalkboard. The next few days were among the best Naruto could remember. He really enjoyed going to the academy. Naruto was so excited to finally have a friend that was his age. Hinata was a really patient listener. Naruto was trying to get Hinata to talk more. She did not speak as often as Naruto would like, but when she did, Hinata reaffirmed Naruto's belief that she was the kindest person he had ever met. I believe that you will be Hokage, Naruto-kun. You have the strength to never give up, Hinata had said a few days ago, at lunch. The only other person to use the word will instead of if when talking about Naruto becoming Hokage had always been Iruka-sensei. Hinata's quiet encouragement fed the fires of Naruto's desires to become Hokage even more. You're just as strong as I am. When I'm Hokage, I'm definitely going to need your help. I mean, your taijutsu is really cool, Naruto had instantly said to Hinata. And you are a lot smarter than me. You'll be able to help me on all the economic issues I hear Hokage Ajisen talk about when I visit him sometimes. Naruto was smiling broadly at the memory when he walked into Iruka-sensei's classroom. He sat down and waited for Hinata to arrive. She was generally one of the first to arrive. Naruto was simultaneously impressed and confused by how Hinata could stay so focused on most of the lessons. They were so boring. Naruto was becoming a bit nervous as time passed. Hinata hadn't shown up yet. He didn't panic, but did look towards the door several times as Mizuki-sensei arrived. Iruka-sensei arrived a few minutes later and the lesson began. Naruto was fidgeting in his seat more than usual. It was as if a tide of nervous energy was washing over him. Iruka's lesson and Mizuki's explanation of the homework failed to even register on the most basic of levels. Remember, the information we covered today will be on the test at the end of the week. You are all dismissed for lunch. Enjoy your break, Mizuki said warmly. The buzz of conversation filled the air. As usual, a large portion of the class congregated around Uchiha Sasuke. Naruto ignored the group, but secretly envied the attention lavished upon Sasuke. The attention validated his existence. The acknowledgement is what Naruto craved. It was one of the reasons he treasured Hinata's friendship. She not only acknowledged Naruto's existence, Hinata respected Naruto's existence. Naruto had few such bonds. He counted Iruka-sensei, Ayamone-chan, Old Man Tucci, and the third as his family. Thus, he treasured them above all others. Naruto was placing a great deal of hope in his friendship with Hinata. Can I help you, Naruto? Iruka asked as he watched Naruto approach the teacher's desk. Naruto nodded. I miss Hinata-chan. Do you think she's okay? Mizuki smirked and patted Iruka on the shoulder. I'll let you handle the young love. You want the usual? Thanks on both counts, Iruka said with a grin. Mizuki arched an eyebrow questioningly. Iruka's grin broadened into a full smile. Don't worry, this isn't the first conversation I've had with Naruto. Mizuki nodded and walked off. Iruka knelt in front of Naruto and patted the boy on the head. I'm sure Hinata's fine, Naruto. She's probably just come down with that bug that was going around. I didn't get that sick when I caught that cold, Naruto pointed out. Iruka turned up his smile to buy some time. He couldn't reveal that Naruto had an elevated immune system due to the Kyuubi sealed within his being. Well, you have really good luck with that sort of thing, the teacher said to placate the boy's curiosity. Naruto chewed his lip before shrugging. Iruka was thankful that Naruto wouldn't press that point for a while. But I'm sure that Hinata will be fine and back to class in a day or two. The Hyuga clan has very good doctors. Promise? Naruto asked quickly. I'm sure of it, Iruka assured his favorite, if gray hair creating, student. Naruto nodded confidently before heading off to eat his usual lunch of instant ramen. Iruka was glad that his talk seemed to placate Naruto's worries. Naruto focused on the lesson more than either Mizuki or Iruka expected under the circumstances. As soon as the class was dismissed, Naruto rushed up to the teachers. He was running so quickly that he actually had to skid to a stop. You guys have extras for today's work, right? Naruto shouted before he even came to a complete halt. Mizuki rolled his eyes and shook his head. Iruka chuckled at the antics of his two closest friends. Here, you go. The Hyuga compound in on the opposite side of the village. The directions are actually pretty simple. When you get to Ichiraku, take a left and keep going until you reach Atsushi's forge. Then, turn right and keep going. You can't miss the Hyuga compound. The Hyuga have their clan symbol on the walls to their compound and a guard station at the entrance, Iruka explained. Naruto nodded rapidly. You're the best, boss. See you tomorrow. Naruto started to run off. Oh, see you too, Mizuki-sensei. Naruto added as he pushed through the crowd of Sasuke fans. He passed Ichiraku ramen stand without stopping. Ichiraku was practically his second home, but Naruto was on a mission. It took several minutes to work his way through the crowded streets. Naruto was beginning to feel a bit out of place. The wealth in this section of Konoha was staggering. Naruto had to scrape every cent to afford new bedsheets. It wouldn't surprise Naruto if the bedsheets the Hyuga bought cost more than Naruto spent on food in a year. Naruto felt jealousy push its way to the forefront of his mind. Strangely, he did not and could not direct any of the jealousy towards Hinata. She had given Naruto her respect, acknowledgement, and kindness. Naruto firmly believed that everyone he treasured deserved the best in the world. Halt, a Hyuga guard said coldly. Naruto didn't like the tone of voice and refused to be intimidated. Naruto, if he was honest with himself, was only intimidated by three things. The first was Hokage Ajizan's temper. Naruto had only seen the third lose his temper once, and Naruto swore he would never do anything to rouse the god of shinobi's wrath ever again. The second was Iruka's cold voice. Finally, Naruto was terrified of Iam's ladle. He couldn't explain why the ladle filled him with an instinctive dread. He just knew that the ladle was not to be trifled with. I brought Hinata-chan her homework from the academy. Hinata-chan is near the top of the class and I don't want her to fall behind, Naruto stated and held out the folder Iruka-sensei had given him. The guard activated his Byakugan and checked the folder. The Hyuga quickly snatched the folder away from Naruto. Do not presume familiarity with Hayashi-sama's daughter. Her standing is not your concern, the guard sneered. The dismissal in the man's voice rankled Naruto's mood. She's a hell of a better person than you, Naruto shot back before turning to leave. At least she is a person, the guard countered. Naruto wheeled around and felt a flash of animalistic rage fill his body. There was a cry in his very core that called for him to unleash the rage on the man. No, I am better than this jerk. Hinata-chan, Iruka-sensei, Old Man Tucci, I am Wenshin, and Hokage Ajizan would want me to walk away. I can't fight a fellow shinobi of the leaf, Naruto calmed himself and walked away. The next few days drained even Naruto's seemingly endless supply of energy. Hinata had not returned to class. Her absence was a terrible burden on Naruto. Iruka tried to assure his student that everything would be fine, but Naruto would simply escape the academy and try to sneak a glimpse into the Hyuga compound. The boy's attempt became so blatant and so desperate that the Hyuga clan brought a complaint to the Hokage. Thus, Naruto found a new way to get out of Mizuki's lecture on the legacy of the battle between the Aburame and the Kamizuru clan. He was summoned to the Hokage's office by a trio of jonin. They introduced themselves as Reito, Genma, and Sho. The three jonin were friendly and openly told Naruto of their position. Naruto's talk with the fourth Hokage's personal bodyguards lifted the young boy's spirits somewhat. He was bombarding the three special jonin with questions about the fourth throughout the entire walk to the Hokage's tower. Naruto considered the fourth Hokage his hero and so took any chance to learn about the man who defeated the Kyuubi. Reito, Genma, and Sho regaled Naruto with tales of how Minato Namikaze inspired everyone who ever met him. Do you guys mind if I ask some more questions about the Yondaime sometime? Naruto asked hopefully. The three bodyguards smiled, but Naruto noticed how their eyes weren't looking at Naruto. It confused the child for a moment. Soon, however, he realized they weren't looking through Naruto. The men were looking to the past and remembering their beloved Hokage. We'd be happy to, kid. I think Minato-sama would want to be an example for you, Genma said warmly. Naruto smiled broadly and nodded. Come in, Naruto, Sarutobi Hiruzen said regally. Naruto pushed open the doors and waved to the Hokage. Please, take a seat. Naruto noticed something about old man Hokage's tone and complied. You wanted to talk with me? The Hokage smiled. Naruto, I have heard that you have become friends with Hyuga Hinata. Yeah. She's my best friend. Naruto's excitement trailed off. He had so few bonds that losing any one of them was a terrible tragedy. I am glad you have made a friend. Unfortunately, the Hyuga have brought your recent actions to my attention, Hiruzen said gently. What are they complaining about? I just want to find out if she's okay. Naruto gave voice to his frustrations. Your concern for Hinata shows your commitment to the will of fire. I will make inquiries into Hinata's condition. However, the Hyuga are a very private clan. Naruto, I ask that you not attempt to spy on them again, the professor simultaneously praised and warned Naruto. The young man reluctantly nodded in agreement. The old man of the village shifted subjects and engaged Naruto in some light conversation. Naruto revealed that he had revealed his gardening hobby to Hinata. Hiruzen chuckled at Naruto's ploy with the flowers. The chuckle became a full-blown laugh when Sarutobi managed to make Naruto blush slightly. Once again, Naruto was making the Hokage feel young again. Well, I'm going to get some dinner. It was great seeing you again. Naruto shouted excitedly. Good evening, Naruto. Oh, and please, don't skip any more class this week, the Hokage said playfully. No promises. Naruto said as he jumped off the chair. He stopped at the door and turned around. If you really don't want me to skip, I'd find Hinata-chan as quickly as possible. I'll be sure to tell Miss Hyuga how affectionately you are speaking of her, Sarutobi teased. Naruto froze in place and blushed. You win, Hokage Ajisen, Naruto said behind a soft smile. Hiruzen nodded as Naruto ran out of the office. The boys' spirits had been buoyed by the meeting. The streets of Konoha were relatively quiet. Naruto knew that the civilians had just ended their days in the shops or other businesses. The shinobi were also on their way back from the training fields. Naruto generally used this time to prepare for his pranks. He hadn't pulled a prank in a while and could feel the itch. I'll think of something awesome. Maybe something involving water balloons. I haven't done anything like that in a while. He amused himself with his overly elaborate planning. The plan suddenly came to a screeching halt as Naruto saw something out of the corner of his eye. That looks like Hinata-chan's jacket, Naruto thought excitedly. He bounded off in the direction of the tan flash. Naruto quickly realized that the tan flash was not moving very quickly at all. Naruto felt his spirits rise with every step he took closer to his best friend. Hey! Hinata-chan! Wait up! Naruto shouted but became worried when he saw Hinata's shoulders droop. Naruto managed to reach Hinata in time to catch her backpack from falling to the ground. Naruto's worry doubled when Hinata did not respond to his voice or proximity. I've missed you. You okay? Naruto asked. He couldn't keep the nervousness out of his voice. Is Hinata-chan mad at me? Hinata still did not respond to Naruto's words. She simply started to turn around. Naruto gulped and tried to control a sense of dread he had never experienced before. Hinata-chan, what happened? This was all for now. Thank you for watching, I hope you liked it and that you will be back for more. Please like, share and subscribe. See ya.